Clara stepped off the train at Paddington Station, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. London enveloped her in a haze of bustling crowds, the sharp cries of street vendors, and the swirling fog that seemed to cling to the cobbled streets. The Thames glimmered in the distance, a serpentine ribbon of water reflecting the city's chaotic beauty. Each step she took felt heavy with the weight of her dreams, to become a writer, to capture the essence of this vibrant city in words. Yet beneath her determination lay an undercurrent of uncertainty, as she wondered if she would ever truly belong in this sprawling metropolis. Clara tucked a stray strand of hair behind her ear, inhaling the scent of damp earth and distant rain, unaware that her arrival had set in motion a series of events that would plunge her into the depths of London's hidden mysteries. As Clara wandered through the winding alleys of London, the bustling sounds of the city faded, giving way to an enchanting stillness. Drawn by an irresistible allure, she stumbled upon a quaint bookshop, its weathered sign swinging slightly in the breeze. The shop, nestled between towering brick buildings, seemed to whisper secrets of forgotten tales. Pushing the heavy door open, she was greeted by the warm scent of parchment and ink, mingling with the faint odor of dust. Inside, the dim light cast shadows that danced across the shelves stacked high with ancient tomes and leather-bound volumes. The eccentric owner, Mr. Holloway, appeared from behind a stack of books, his eyes twinkling with a strange knowledge that piqued Clara's curiosity. He spoke in hushed tones about the city's lost stories, igniting a spark within her, a promise that the words etched in those dusty pages held the key to her writing dreams, and perhaps a deeper mystery waiting to be uncovered. In the hushed corners of the old bookshop, Clara began to sense something unseen, whispers tendrils weaving through the air, drawing her closer to a hidden section of forgotten tales. Each hushed murmur tickled her ears, echoing fragments of sorrowful stories that seemed to awaken the very dust around her. Her heart raced when she discovered a book with a tattered cover, bearing the faded title, The Ghost of the Thames. The moment she opened its pages, a chill ran down her spine as the whispers intensified, almost pleading for her attention. Clara's fingers glided over the yellowed paper, revealing a love story buried in tragedy, much like the depths of the Thames itself. The more she read, the stronger the connection to the ghostly presence she sensed. It was as if the stories were intertwining her fate with that of a forgotten soul, urging her to uncover the truth shrouded in time. As Clara strolled along the murky banks of the Thames, her thoughts were consumed by the enigmatic whispers that had haunted her in the bookshop. The evening mist curled around her like an embrace, and the flickering gas lamps created dancing shadows on the cobblestones. Suddenly, a fleeting glimpse caught her eye, a shadowy figure standing at the water's edge. It felt familiar, yet utterly foreign, a ghostly silhouette that seemed to beckon her into the depths of the river's secrets. Chilled by an inexplicable sense of dread, she hurried home, but her apartment was no refuge. Doors creaked open on their own, and objects shifted as though some unseen presence was weaving through her belongings. Clara's mind spiraled, straddling the line between fevered imagination and reality. Was the ghost of Elysia reaching out to her, or had the city's mysteries begun to intertwine with her own? Desperation laced her thoughts, compelling her to delve deeper into this haunting enigma. Clara sat in a dimly lit cafe across from the historian, her heart racing as he recounted the fate of Elysia, a young noblewoman whose life had been woven into the very fabric of London. Elysia had drowned in the Thames under a shroud of betrayal and heartbreak. The historian's voice dripped with melancholy as he painted a vivid picture of a love destined to fail, igniting Clara's imagination. She could almost visualize Elysia's elegance, the glimmer of her gown merging with the river's depths, her unfulfilled dreams lingering like the fog of the night. Clara felt an inexplicable bond forming, as if Elysia's sorrow resonated within her own heart. The more she delved into the tragic tale, the more determined she became to uncover the truth hidden beneath layers of time. It was a story begging for resolution, and Clara's own aspirations as a writer now seemed intertwined with the ghostly echoes of Elysia's past. Clara awoke in a daze, the remnants of a vivid dream swirling in her mind. Elysia's world unfolded before her, lavish ballrooms adorned with shimmering chandeliers, whispered promises of love, and stolen glances across crowded gatherings. Each night, the dreams became more intense, pulling Clara deeper into the tragic life of the noblewoman. She felt Elysia's laughter, her joy, mingled with an ever-present shadow of mourning. On this particular night, the fading light of dusk cast long, eerie shadows in Clara's room, and she could almost hear the echo of Elysia's longing. These visions stirred something profound within Clara. She became determined to uncover the truth of Elysia's fate, drawn by a connection she couldn't explain. The line between Clara's reality and Elysia's past blurred, igniting a fervent need to help the ghost find peace. As she prepared for the day, Clara felt the weight of a destiny entwined with the whispers of the Thames. Clara lingered near the entrance of the small cafe where sketches of the Thames adorned the walls, already familiar with Thomas's charming smile. Their paths intertwined seamlessly as they sat across from each other, sharing tales of their shared passions. Over steaming cups of tea, the conversation flowed effortlessly, sparking a connection that warmed Clara's heart. She felt a magnetic pull toward Thomas, amplified by their mutual fascination with the supernatural. As they exchanged theories about Elysia's tragic tale, Clara watched Thomas's eyes light up with excitement, his animated gestures painting pictures of the past. He proposed they delve into the archives together, igniting a fire in Clara's chest. Their synergy felt almost electric, and Clara realized she felt safer unraveling Elysia's legend with him by her side. As they embarked on this journey together, the looming shadows of history whispered around them, merging their fates with that of the ghostly noblewoman. Clara and Thomas stood in the flickering candlelight of the old bookshop, the musty scent of aged paper enveloping them as they pored over the ancient texts. Their mission was clear, yet shrouded in mystery, unearthing Elysia's past. They combed through brittle pages and weathered letters in search of clues, their excitement rising with every new discovery. With each fragment of Elysia's story revealed, their bond deepened, fueled by shared curiosity and a growing sense of urgency. As they unlocked secrets of the noblewoman's life, Clara stumbled upon a series of letters hidden within an old tome. The letters, filled with heartbreaking scribbles of love and despair, connected Elysia's fate to that of Mr. Holloway, the enigmatic shopkeeper. Clara felt an undeniable pull to this intertwining tale, recognizing that the past held answers vital to both Elysia's freedom and her own emerging feelings for Thomas. They exchanged determined glances, ready to face whatever awaited them. Clara stood at the edge of the Thames, the fog swirling around her like a shroud. As she gazed into the murky waters, the spectral figure emerged, ethereal and luminous. Elysia's form was striking, draped in shades of mist, her eyes filled with an overwhelming sorrow. Clara's heart raced. This was no trick of the mind. "Please," the ghost whispered, her voice a haunting melody that tugged at Clara's soul. "I cannot find peace without my love." Compelled to understand, Clara stepped closer, feeling an inexplicable bond pull her forward. Alicia shared glimpses of her past, moments of joy interwoven with heartbreak. The noblewoman's anguish was not just her own. It echoed through Clara's own longings and fears, a connection that transcended time. In that steely silence, Clara realized the weight of Alicia's plea. This was not merely a ghostly encounter. It was Clara's call to action, urging her to unravel the truth hidden beneath layers of loss. As Clara sank deeper into her dreams, the echoes of Alicia's forbidden love story wrapped around her like a fog rolling off the Thames. She envisioned the young noblewoman, her heart aflame with a passion that society would never accept, yearning for the tender embrace of a common artist. Each dream pulled Clara further into the web of Alicia's heartache, an intricate tapestry woven with themes of sacrifice and longing. The weight of unfulfilled desire echoed in the shadows of Clara's waking life, each revelation a painful reminder of the choices that had shaped Alicia's fate. The parallels between their lives began to crystallize within Clara. Her own feelings for Thomas mirrored Alicia's devotion, stirring emotions she had reluctantly tried to suppress. As Clara awoke, a sense of urgency filled her. She could no longer simply observe Alicia's tragedy from the sidelines. Clara resolved to seek the answers that would connect both their destinies, urging her closer to the heart of the mystery. Clara stood in the dim light of her apartment, the shadows around her thickening as she considered the weight of the ritual she had discovered. Alicia's plight gnawed at her, but the enormity of what lay ahead began to blur the lines between her reality and the spectral world she was now entwined with. With each passing day, her obsession deepened, pulling her further from her own life and the warmth of Thomas's affection. She recalled his concerned gaze as he observed her retreating into her thoughts, the distance between them widening. Torn between helping Alicia find the closure she desperately needed and preserving her own happiness, Clara felt a mounting pressure. The ritual demanded not only her resolve, but a sacrifice that could irrevocably alter her own fate. As night enveloped the city, she resolved to embrace the shadows, despite the danger that lurked within their whispers. The time for action was drawing near. As night draped London in its inky cloak, Clara and Thomas made their way to the old bookshop, the air thick with anticipation and unease. With their hearts pounding, they prepared the ritual components in the dim light, shadows flickering like ghosts around them. The atmosphere was charged, a mingling of dread and hope as Clara recalled the urgency of Alicia's plea for closure. Just as they were about to begin, the air shifted, and the bookshop's creaking shelves seemed to whisper warnings. Clara felt a chill crawl down her spine. The spirit's restlessness mirrored her own inner turmoil. Time felt slippery, each moment stretching like the fog that enveloped the streets. Suddenly, a gust of wind burst through the door, extinguishing their candle, plunging them into darkness. Together, they grasped hands, steeling themselves for what lay ahead, knowing that the path to peace would lead them through the shadows of the past. As the ethereal fog enveloped the riverbanks, Clara and Thomas stood hand in hand, the weight of anticipation heavy in the misty air. Tonight, they would invoke the ancient ritual that could finally free Eliza's restless spirit. Clara's heart raced, torn between the love blossoming between them and the commitment to help Eliza find closure. The whispers of the past echoed around them, a haunting symphony of longing. As they began the incantation, the atmosphere shifted, the air thick with longing and sorrow. Eliza's ghost materialized before them, her translucent form rippling like silver moonlight. Pain and yearning reflected in her gaze as she confronted the heartbreak of her lost love, an echo of the choices that bound her to this world. Clara felt their intertwined destinies, and in that moment she understood. The power of love could transcend all boundaries, but such salvation could exact a heavy toll.